Hi, bougie girls and guys. I've been wanting to come back to YouTube for a while now, but a lot of things has happened. So I didn't want to just jump back onto YouTube and start doing hair tutorials and just going with the flow without coming back on, reintroducing myself, and transitioning into my first video, which is going to be about how to deal with the loss of a parent or a lost one. I mean, lost one, a loved one. My name is Chanel. I am the owner of Bougie Girl Studio. I also own Bougie Girl Virgin Hair. I also make custom wigs. I specialize in laying frontals and closures. And I just love, 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 love what I do. I was a heavy YouTuber. If you look back on my channel a couple years back, I did a lot of how to's, look of the days. Like, we were together. Like, I love doing YouTube. Over time, stuff happened. I got divorced, and a couple years later, like a year later, last year, my pops passed away. The title of this movie is How to Cope and Deal when Losing a Loved One. That's something that you will never, ever, ever get over, losing a loved one. But you can learn how to cope with it and move forward. So this video is going to be somewhat of therapy for me, and I hope it helps some of you guys who watched my video. I hope it helped someone who may have just lost someone or going through a loss. I'm hoping that my strength could help you guys. My pops, which was my godfather, lost words. Okay, my pops, my godfather. He was not my godfather. He was just pops to me. My biological father did not help raise me. We didn't have a close relationship. My mom was a single mom. God sent my godfather to me at the age of 8 years old. We lived in an apartment building, and somehow at 8, I ended up on his floor in the building playing in the hallway with one of my girlfriends. We were skating, and I fell and I hit my head. And as little girls, we have our beads in our hair, so I fell, I hit my head, and I was unconscious. He came out of his apartment. My friend ran to him, and he picked me up, took me to my mom, and accompanied her to taking me to the emergency room. So after digging the bead out in stitches, I was sent home. A day or two later, I saw him walking out of the door out of the apartment building, and I ran to him and I said, "You're my pops, you're my dad." And from that point on, he asked my mother, could he be my godfather, and she said yes. And then over the years, he just was dad. He just was my pops. We did every holiday together, every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, mall runs, every restaurant run we did together. Um, we did everything together, like to the point when I wanted to go back to cosmetology school to get my license. Me and him, we went to breakfast, and I was like, "Pops, I was already working. I had a family. I got married really, really young." And I was like, "Pops, I really want to go to school and pursue my hair license. Like, I've done hair since I was 14. I loved it. I tried multiple jobs, and I've always come back to the hair industry. So I'm like, I really want to do this." He was like, "You know what, Nelly," he called me Nelly. I'm Chanel to you guys, but he called me Nelly. Go ahead, I got your back. And when he say, "I got your back," you ain't got to worry about nothing at all. Nothing. So fast forward, I just wanted you guys to know how close we were. Like, thick as these. We were so close. When you losing someone is never easy, ever. But when you know that this person is sick and you know that it's coming, you could kind of prepare your mind for the outcome. But when they're not sick, like, me and my pops were literally texting each other that week before, saying we were going to meet up the following week to go to lunch. And I got a call from my aunt. telling me that my pops had died. And that was the hardest pill I ever in life had to swallow. Like to this day it still hurts. Like it still feel like this shit just happened today. Um to the point where if I'm driving or if something happens that reminds me of him, which is everything, I have to say to myself like, damn, he's not here. And that reality check really like messes me up. The way I cope and I'm able to move on is that I know that he's looking over me, and I know that we had certain plans for my life, and he wouldn't want me to fall at this point. Because when he died, it was, I'm telling you, when I tell you I had an anxiety attack, I would be at work because when my pops passed, and being an entrepreneur and working for yourself, there's no days off. So when my pops passed, I still had 3 kids who needed to eat. We still had a funeral we had to prepare for. I still had to go have money wise on getting his stuff for the funeral. So there was no days off. I still had to go to work. I still had to do clients. And it was to the point where I would be working and I would be doing a client, but behind them, I would be crying. Real tears, snot. And my clients, they love me like family. So it's like, oh, we understand you lost a parent. They were kind of okay with it because of what I was going through. But can you imagine? I'm supposed to make you feel good and I'm crying behind your head, but I could not take a day off. So that was the hardest thing I had to deal with. So again, how I cope. I know that he's looking down on me. I know that we had plans for my business. He helped me come up with the name Bougie Girl and I loved it. So I kind of feel like I have to push because I have something to prove. I can't let him down. He invested so much in me and in my business that it would be retarded for me to give up and quit. So what helps me and what could help you is just knowing that this family member is looking over you, knowing that this family member is now your guardian angel, knowing that you wouldn't want to disappoint this family member, and knowing that for me, my pops, he wasn't with the self-pity, I'm so down. What? Nelly, if you don't get up and go out there and be a rock star, those would be his words. So I just try to push myself with thinking what would he want for me and what would he want me to do, and that's something that you guys can do. I hope you guys take something away from this information of how I cope, how I make it through, how I push through. On my channel, yes, we will be seeing tutorials, how-tos, but we also will be having some real life ass conversations, like how to deal with losing a loved one, how I made it through being a teen mom. I had my son at 16. We will talk about that. That's something that's near and dear to my heart. I loved talking about that topic. We will definitely just have story time, and you guys could feel free to reach out to me if anybody needs some advice or needs some encouragement. If you're going through a loss, you lost a loved one and you don't know how you're going to make it, feel free to reach out. I am an open book. I'm telling you, I'm too open at times. My sister teased me. But I hope my information helped. Please subscribe to my channel and thank you for watching.